Okay, so let's be real. User experience updates, they don't always get the spotlight. I work in product introduction. I'm commonly giving these presentations, so I think I would know. They're not always the flashy, headliney, newly named features, right? But they are the ones that I believe can make you faster inside of SOLIDWORKS Design every single day. Now, over the past few years, SOLIDWORKS has overhauled a lot in terms of the design experience in the software, from how it functions under the hood to smoother graphics, smarter selections, background importing capabilities, all these things that help you keep working while lessening frustration. Number one, simplified user interface mode. So the UI inside of SOLIDWORKS Design, it's been gradually refined across recent releases. You see, the flatter icons, smarter menus, you have better contrast for high-res displays. Many of us have those, right? But this specific enhancement, it takes an area that can be really cluttered at times, the command manager ribbon, that ribbon up at the top of the screen, and it distills it down to only the most commonly used commands in a given mode. Quick tip here as well, you can also test out the new Command Predictor tab, which uses AI to contextually suggest subsequent commands based on where you are progress-wise in your 3D model, your part, your assembly, or your drawing. Number two, shortcut, command search. So now you can drag and drop and customize your commands nearly instantly without hunting through toolbars and ribbons and customized menus. Point blank, it's the fastest way to make the SOLIDWORKS design interface feel like yours. Number three, selection accelerators. Now we're seeing this in a few areas of SOLIDWORKS Design, the CAD package, but really what this equates to is just fewer clicks, faster modeling, faster features. So in this little demo here, I'm going to focus on chamfer selection accelerators, which was introduced just a couple years ago. What it basically is doing, as you can see, it's predicting edge loops and connected geometry as you select. Now, this might seem like a small update, but if you have ever done fillets or chamfers inside of SOLIDWORKS, you know that can result potentially in a lot of clicks to potentially a lot of small edges. So what I would say to you is just look out for it. If you're using a newer version of SOLIDWORKS like SOLIDWORKS Design 2025 or 2026, you'll probably see that your selections go a lot quicker and a lot smoother than they used to. Number four, enhanced commenting. Collaboration just got a lot more visual. You can now format comments, you can color code them, and even drop in images. So if this is to your preference, you're kind of communicating right on top of your design space. You're not chasing feedback through email threads or making a bunch of phone calls. You're essentially adding information right into the SOLIDWORKS file. Number five, sketch dimension previews. So in recent releases of SOLIDWORKS, you can now have dimension previews appear about as instantly as you sketch. This way, it's a lot easier to know what you're constraining and how before you commit to making it drive the model or the sketch. It can seem subtle, but it can really change the flow of how you sketch. Number six, reattaching broken dimensions. Now, we've all had these cases where maybe we delete something in our model tree and we find that a sketch lost its dimension reference. Well, SOLIDWORKS Design can now detect and automatically reattach those when geometry shifts. This really works best in my experience in cases where an entity inside of a sketch that's driving an extrusion or a cut gets deleted and replaced with a similar one, like those sorts of things that would commonly cause these breakages to occur. It's really helpful in those spots, but SOLIDWORKS is a lot better now at intuiting where to make that replacement. Number seven, selection filters and select bodies by size. Selections really across the board are just kind of getting smarter inside of SOLIDWORKS. You can filter by faces, edges, bodies, even by size or volume now. So this really tends to be useful when you're working with complex parts, assemblies, imported geometry that might have a lot of tiny bodies inside. I heard somebody say this, it's kind of like almost like a search and rescue for your cursor. Number eight, cloud services. So whether you're using SOLIDWORKS Design in a serial numbered capacity, which means you activate with serial number, or you're using it in a named user capacity via 3D Experience, doesn't really matter how it's licensed, you have this capability that I'm about to show you here. Cloud services for SOLIDWORKS, it includes natively the ability to manage iterations of your designs, which can function sort of like versions, if you think about it that way, under full revisions of your parts or your assemblies or your drawings. So what's the benefit? Well, you can sort of end that save as version 2, save as version 3 file bulk nightmare right here, right now. Number 9, Background importing. This is brand new. We introduced it in 2026, importing models while continuing to work. Figure that. It used to be where it didn't really matter what you're opening. If you're opening something, it had to complete. And once it was completed, then you can resume using SOLIDWORKS Design. Then you can continue designing, editing things, and so on. But before that was done, you're basically locked up. I would say this is multitasking at a software level done the right way. You're not waiting on progress bars and kind of putting your creativity and your work, quite frankly, on pause until those things are done. Number 10, graphics and rebuild performance. Last but definitely not least, speed. Let's talk speed, right? So SOLIDWORKS Design now takes advantage of hardware acceleration for things like silhouette edges and rebuilds complex geometry up to several times faster these days. So when you think graphics, you might be thinking visuals, right? But it's not just smoother graphics. It's a noticeably snappier experience that you're getting in recent releases. Thanks again for watching. If you want to keep up to date with some of the new features and enhancements a bit more than once per year or once every couple of years in this case, you can head out to solidworks.com/what's new at any time. Until then, take care.